Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Code Deciphered. My name is Mayank and I am starting this Tableau scenario based interview question series for you guys. This is the part 1 of the interview question series and I'll be starting with the very first scenario: show top N customers with respect to sales. So without further ado, let's move to Tableau workbook and let's get started. So now that the Tableau workbook is open, the very first thing that we need to do is to connect with our data set. To connect with the data set, on the left hand corner of the screen we see connect. Under connect we see different data sources that are available to choose from. The data set that I'll be working with is sample superstore dataset, which is in Excel format. So I'll quickly go to Microsoft Excel, select sample superstore, hit open. Now that the data source has been successfully loaded into the Tableau public workbook, I'll quickly drag orders table and drop it to where it says drag tables here. So the orders table has been successfully loaded. I'll be working with orders table for most of the part of this Tableau interview scenario based question series. Now let's quickly jump to the solution of the scenario based question 1. Find top N customers. I'll quickly open sheet, a new worksheet. I'll rename it to top N customers. Now I'll divide the solution into two parts. First we will try to give a hard coded value to N. So for example, we will try to filter out top 5 customers, top 6 customers, top 10 customers. Let's suppose once we are able to filter out top 5, top 6, top 10 customers, we know the process to do that. We will try to dynamically give value to N. Okay, to start with, we will find out top 5 customers with respect to sales. I'll quickly change it to change the sheet name to top 5 customers with respect to sales. Okay, so I'll now drag and drop my customer name to row shelf, add all members. I'll drag and drop sales to my columns shelf. I have this visualization created. Let me quickly give labels to sales. So we have customer name and sales quantity represented in a bar chart. I'll quickly sort this to show values in descending order, which means my first customer, that is Sean Miller, has the highest sales quantity, and the last customer, that is Thais Sisman, has the lowest sales quantity. Now that we have our customers sorted in descending order of their sales, we can approach this solution in two parts, in two different ways. Both the ways are equally important in different scenarios. So we will first start with the simple way to solve this problem, which is to control click customer name, drag it. This will create a copy of customer name field and we will drop it on filters. Now we have this pop-up window opened up. Here we have different ways to filter out the customers. So from here we will go to top tab. We will say by field. We want top 5 customers by sum of sales. So the correct way to read it is top 5 customers by sum of sales. And how do we know it's top 5 customers? Because under filter we see the filter is being applied to customer name. Once we hit OK, we see that the top 5 customers have been filtered out from our data. I'll quickly change the view to entire view. So we just saw how to filter out top 5 customers by directly applying filters on customer name. Now we will try to achieve the same result using index function. For that, I'll remove customer name from filters. I'll change the view to standard, and I'll try to give index to the customer names since the data is already sorted, which means if I am able to somehow add an index to the data in the visualization, my index will be according to increasing order of sum of sales. So to add an index to the visualization, I'll first have to create a calculated field. To create a calculated field, I'll go to this down arrow just below where I see the name of the table that we are currently using. I'll click on this down arrow, create calculated field. I'll rename it to index. Now I'll use index function. Now if we see the documentation of the index function, it says it returns the index of the current row in the partition. For the first row, the index will be equals to 1, which means my first row is Sean Miller. Since he has the highest sales quantity, he will be given an index of 1, and then the index will be increasing. So my index field is created. I'll quickly drag and drop it to row shelf. I'll change it to discrete, and I'll pull customer name to the right of the index. So I'll click OK. Here I see that Sean Miller has been given the index of 1, Tamara Chand is index 2, and the last customer, that is Thais Sisman, has been given an index of 793. So which means we have a total of 793 customers, which we can also verify from here. 793 rows by 1 column, which means there are 793 customers currently available in the view. Okay, so now that I have given the index to my visualization, what I'll do is I'll somehow try to restrict the data in the view to the first 5 index. And to do that, what I'll do is I'll quickly go to index field. I'll edit. I'll add a condition here. I'll say less than equals to 5, which means so for customers for which the index is less than equals to 5, I want it to be true. Otherwise, it should say false. So you see the data type has been changed to boolean, true false value, and so my top 5 customers, or the customers for which the value has been returned as true, are Sean Miller, Tamara Chand, Raymond Buck, Tom Ashbrook, Adrian Barton. Now I'll add index to filters to filter out only the values for which this index field returns true. I'll hit apply, and my top 5 customers have again been filtered out. Now I'll remove index from here, and I'll change the view to entire view. So now we just saw 2 ways to filter out top 5 customers. We had given a hard-coded value to filter out the data. Now we will try to use parameters to dynamically give values to n. So when the value of the parameter will change, our number of customers in the view will also change. Okay, so now let us understand what are parameters in Tableau. So if we go by the definition of a parameter is basically a boundary or a limit which defines the scope of a particular process or activity. And if we go by the official documentation of parameters, Tableau documentation of parameters, so parameters are basically variables such as number, dates, or strings. So that can replace a constant value in the filters. So like when we were limiting our data to show only 5 customers, we were using filters. So if our index was less than equals to 5, which means first 5 customers, restricting the data to first 5 customers, we were defining a boundary. Now parameters can be used to replace this constant value in the filters. So instead of giving numeric 5, what we can do is we can create a parameter. We will select the range from, let's say, 1 to 10 with a step size of 1. So the value will increase like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on till 10. We will replace this 5 value by the parameter that we have just created to show or to filter out top 10 customers. Okay, so now that we have understood what do we mean by parameter, let's try to create a new parameter in Tableau. Now to create a new parameter, we again go to the drop down arrow below our orders table, or where we see our data source, sample superstore. We click on create parameter. Now we will rename it as top n parameter. So values, we will have integer values. From range of values, we will have minimum 1 top 1 customer till maximum top 100 customer, and we will give it a step size of 1, which means it will increase by 1. So let's click OK. We have a top n parameter created. We will click on the down arrow in the parameter field, click on show parameter to show the parameter, and we see that we are able to change the value of the parameter. Now how do we induce or give this value or add this value so that our index value changes with respect to the value in the parameter? Now to do that, we will go to index, edit index. Now where we have mentioned index less than equals to 5, we will replace 5 by top n parameter. Hit OK, and we see that we are now able to see top 7 customers. If we change the value of our parameter, the value of customers that are being filtered is also changing. So we were able to create dynamic filters. Now if we want to change the name of we want this top 5 value should also match the value in the top n parameter, then what we can do is click on sheet name, replace it to say top, insert top n parameter customers with respect to sales. So this is basically the title. Now the title will change with change in top n parameter. Now we will change the sheet name also to top n customers with respect to sales. Now this is when we used index to filter the values. If we don't want to use index, what we can do is We can remove index from the filters. We can directly copy and drop customer name to filters top. Now top, we want top n parameter, so top n filter to customer name by sum of sales. Hit OK, and again we can see that we are able to dynamically change the top n values. That's all from my side in today's video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.